Living Corporate is brought to you by The Break Room. Have you ever felt burnt out, depressed, or otherwise exhausted by being one of the onlys at work? You know what I'm talking about. Hosted by Black psychologists, psychiatrists, and PhDs, The Break Room is a live weekly web show in the Living Corporate network that discusses mental health, wellness, and healing for Black folks at work. Name another weekly show explicitly focused on mental health, wellness, and healing for Black folks at work. I'll wait. This is why you got to check out The Break Room, airing every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on livingcorporate.tv.
What's going on, Living Corporate? It's Tristan, and I want to thank you for tapping back in with me as I provide some tips and advice for professionals. Today, I want to dive into part 4 of creating content on LinkedIn. Last week, in part 3, we talked about the various forms of content you can create on the platform, including text-only posts, articles, native videos, and stories. We also touched on when each form of content may be the most appropriate. This episode, I want to dive into the things you'll want to keep an eye on to assess how well your content is performing. When we think about this topic, I'm going to call them KPIs. For those who don't know what a KPI is or what it stands for, KPI stands for Key Performance Indicators, and it means exactly what it sounds like. These are the things that give you the best insight on how well your content is performing. Let's start with the 3 primary KPIs, or the things that provide the most insight. First up is the average number of comments. Think about it. Anybody can like a post and move on, but if someone takes the time out of their day to type a comment, you know your post is creating organic engagement. Next is the average word count per comment. Are many of the comments 1 or 2 words, or are people leaving dissertations under your posts? The length of the comments can show how engaging the topic you're covering is, and maybe you'll want to explore it further. The last thing we'll look at in this category is qualitative feedback. Look at what people are saying about your posts. Did they say this is solid advice or a practical point of view, or are they just saying nice? Do they have questions or want more information? Really just take the time to assess what your audience is telling you. Next, let's look at what we call secondary KPIs. We'll start with the views on the feed, or essentially how many people viewed your post. This just simply means how many times your posts showed up in someone's feed, but it doesn't mean that the person actually read your content. Next is likes. I think this is something many of us are familiar with. It's how many people clicked the little thumbs up on your post, or maybe chose one of the other expressions like celebrate, love, insightful, or curious. These are nice because they contribute to the post's overall social activity, but it doesn't provide you with a ton of insight on how you can shift or optimize your content. From there, we'll look at shares. When someone shares your post, it lets them add their own thoughts to what you're sharing, and they can even tag you to give you props or tag others they believe may benefit from the posts. Any engagement the share gets does not factor into the algorithm for your post beyond the original share. Remember, evaluating the comments your content drives is a better indicator of the quality and success of your content than the total quantity of likes and shares. Comments have more weight in the algorithm. On the next tip, I want to discuss the importance of building a community and how that can help you on the platform. Thanks for tapping in with me today. Don't forget, I'm now taking submissions from you all on career questions, issues, concerns, or advice you think may help others. So make sure to submit yours at bit.ly/tapintristan. This tip was brought to you by Tristan of Layfield Resume Consulting. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Layfield Resume, or connect with me, Tristan Layfield, on LinkedIn.